What's up, everyone? I just got back from Animal Con USA. And if you've been burrowed deep in your hide for the past few months and you're asking yourself, what is Animal Con? Well, it is an event that happened this past weekend in Orlando, Florida. It was put on by Brian Barczyk, where he invited over 100 exotic animal content creators from all around the world. We're talking YouTubers, TikTokers, Instagram, even television. And we all participated in panel discussions and Q&As all weekend.
Hey, look at that camera setup.
So get what you actually want, that you're actually going to be interested in, because then you'll never get bored of it and you'll always give it the best life.
A lot of us also got to meet each other for the first time in person.
Yeah, I had two things that I was hoping for Animal Con, the inaugural event. One was that it didn't flop, and I don't think it flopped. I think it was good. Could it be better? 100% next year. We're gonna crush it now that we've done the first one. It's gonna be way better. And then the second thing was that everyone had a great time. So those were the two things I set out to do, is get animal people together, enjoying each other's company, and building relationships with people that they would have probably never built, without it. And so I think that we did good enough to where it was a respectable show, and we definitely achieved the fact that it seemed like everyone had a great time. So as for me, I couldn't be more happy.
It was an amazing event. It was a lot of fun. I got to meet some really cool people, both creators and fans. So if you didn't get to make it out this year, make sure that you make plans to attend next year, because I highly recommend going. As you can imagine, when you have that many content creators at one event, there was a lot of people filming and creating content for their channels. You just had to look around the event and you would see dozens and dozens of people holding cameras. Most of us were vlogging our experience of the event. I mean, that's what I was planning on doing as well, until I got there and I saw so many people just walking around like this, holding their camera, talking to it, vlogging their experience and all the fun that they were having. And I just wanted to try to do something different. I want to be another drop in the ocean. So I decided to take advantage of this opportunity to be able to talk to so many different creators from all over the world. And I wanted to ask them some questions that I was curious about, and I know you all are curious about, because you guys ask me these questions all the time. So I sat down with some of my favorite content creators that had a few extra minutes and asked them a wide variety of questions. Now in this video, we're just gonna focus on one of the questions, but if you enjoy this video, be sure you hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the other videos I'll be uploading in the very near future, where they'll be answering some other very interesting questions. But the question they're answering in today's video is, what are the benefits that you found personally from keeping exotic pets? By the way, my name's Richard, this is the Tarantula Collective, and let's just jump right into their answers.
And not so much to do with the tarantulas or the pets themselves, but what's the biggest benefit that you found personally for keeping exotic pets?
Like a real benefit, I don't know. It fills your time, and you are doing something that if you enjoy it, you're doing something that you enjoy. So that on its own is worth it. No matter what it's not about the tarantulas. If you like to collect something, just doing that fulfills you. So that is if you like it, you will like it doing it, and that's it. That's basically it.
What's up, guys? I'm Mikey Bustos, aka Ant Canada. I think the biggest benefit from keeping exotic pets that I've experienced is
You're trying to be serious, so just going
What's going on there? I think the biggest benefit and awesomeness that comes with keeping exotic pets is an appreciation for nature and thus conservation. When you keep a dog or a cat, it's kind of different from when you're a pro at keeping, say, an exotic lizard or even ants, because it kind of inspires you to want to preserve the beautiness that you're caring for. And I just feel like, keeping these exotic pets inspires conservation in the end for all of us, whether it be birds, reptiles, amphibians, or ants.
It could be emotional or physical, or I don't know, spiritual.
I don't want to answer that one.
Okay, what is the biggest benefit that you found personally from keeping exotic pets?
Sure. As somebody who I have depression at times, it comes and goes. It definitely helps to have all of my animals around kind of for support. It's not like I have a service dog or something like that, but just being able to put my hand to something and have nature and art and things like that in my house, it definitely really helps me to, I guess, cope with life, for lack of better words. And as an artist myself, I like to paint, I like to sculpt, draw, all that kind of stuff. It's cool to be able to put my art into living things that actually have a life beyond a canvas, and be able to impact so many other people in the process positively, I think is really cool.
What's the biggest benefit that you found personally from keeping exotic pets?
I mean, for me, it's hard to say to an extent because I've always had this innate love for them. So it's always been something that I can't necessarily explain. Like just from a young age, I gravitated towards those kinds of animals. Just wanted to learn about them, keep them, and all that. Like I always say, I was a dino-loving kid, not the G.I. Joe guy, you know? So it was always the reptiles, amphibians, and vertebrates for me. I think what I love is that I've been able to kind of turn that passion into an expression and be able to share with others how amazing they are, because unfortunately those animals are so misunderstood, and unfortunately there is a negative connotation and sensationalism towards them that I don't appreciate. I think it's not good. And so by being able to share that with my platform, my expression of love for the animals, I'm excited to see how many people are learning to love them because of that. So anything I can do, if I can do my part to make people love those animals, it's like the best feeling in the world. Yeah.
The biggest benefit from keeping exotic pets is pretty much obviously YouTube. Since I've started my channel, I didn't think that it would grow as much as it has, and it's definitely opened up a lot of doors for me. It's opened me up to a whole lot of new people, and things like this, Animal Con, I would never have dreamed to have been participating in something like that, so I consider it an honor to be here. And it just kind of opens more doors for me and gives me more opportunity to increase my hobby and put the word out there to other people as well.
Biggest benefit that you found personally from keeping exotic pets?
So, keeping exotic pets is a passion. It's something that people need to have in their lives. It's something that enriches our lives beyond anything else that we have in our lives. And these are not just pets. These are not just animals that we have welcomed into our homes. These are our family. Every reptile that comes into my home is a family member, and I treat them as such. And that is a real misnomer for people that don't understand what we do, is they all think that this is just somebody keeping a pet, and it's not. It goes so far beyond that. This is a passion. This is what defines us. I think that in and of itself is extremely important because, let's face it, it really does enrich our lives. It helps with our mental well-being, and in turn, we want the best for our animals to make sure that they're having that same experience and we're giving them that kind of passion back to them.
What is the biggest benefit you found personally from keeping exotic pets?
Oh, the biggest benefit I've found for keeping the animals I keep, I think it's just my personal satisfaction more than anything. I've never known a life without being around animals. It's been what I've done since I was a kid, and I've never wanted to do anything else, So like the joy and personal peace that I get when I'm with my animals. I love people, but still when I'm with my animals, I always say my favorite time of the day, every single day when I'm at my reptile zoo, is when everyone goes. And it doesn't mean that I don't love my people, my crew, and everyone else, but when I'm alone with my animals and I'm the last person in the building, and I could just walk around and feel that connection with the animals, that to me is what it's all about.
What is the biggest benefit that you found personally from keeping exotic pets?
Keeps me out of my head. I think a lot of people who keep animals, we suffer from problems like anxiety, depression, and to be alone and not have anything, you'll be inside your head. You'll think a lot more about your problems, but when you got 1,000 tarantulas to feed, it helps you out. I actually had this one girl who she was addicted to Xanax, and she would shake without having her pills, but when I gave her 1,000 tarantulas to feed, she didn't think about the drug as much. She was able to get through a day and not do the drug. So I think animals just play a very important role in a lot of people's lives. They keep us sane, they keep us wanting to stay here.
It's opened so many doors for us. It's just like you and everybody here, it's enabled us to grow our following, which ultimately leads to global education on the matter, which is you can't put a price on that at all. You know, we're able to, because of what we've been doing with these animals for so long, it just continues to open up doors that we never thought were imaginable. And at least for us, you know, education is paramount.
Yeah, I think having that voice and being able to grab people's attention with being the crazy turtle people. You know, for a long time when we first started, people would always say, "What do you guys do for a living?" And we'd go, "Well, how do we explain this?" And you know, now that it's been so long and we kind of got over being the weird turtle people, it's become more normal to us. It's kind of like you said, opened that door so that we can say, "Hey, yeah, this is weird, but did you know?" You know, and we're able to have that voice now. So
and confidence. But you know, through all this time, we've managed to build a
when
little
you
bit
have a passion for something and you love something the way that we do, it's hey, now we get to talk about it all the time, and it means something to other people. So.
Possibilities are endless now.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I hope it means something to other people.
It does.
Yeah.
What is the biggest benefit that you found personally from keeping exotic animals?
Keeping an animal that is by nature not already domesticated, you know, when you talk about a domesticated animal, to me that's something that humans have basically kind of like whitewashed over for millennia, and changed the animal from its original form to fit our human lives. So when you keep an animal that is unchanged from nature, it forces you to change who you are to live around and in harmony with that natural animal. And the knowledge of that, whether you're 5 years old or 50 years old, permeates everything in your life, and it makes you want to change your lifestyle to live in harmony with nature at large. You know, when you get a dog, you don't learn about the struggles of Arctic wolves, you know, but when you buy a specific species of tarantula, let's say, that is going extinct, you learn everything about where they come from, the biodomes, the rainforest, how that ecosystem is collapsing, and it crushes you because your heart is connected to that animal, and through that connection, it takes you out into the world and changes a philosophy so that, I mean, it might literally be the only hope that humans have of living truly in harmony with nature, moving on into the 21st century.
What is the biggest benefit that you found personally from keeping exotic pets?
The biggest benefit personally from keeping exotic pets, I make a living at it now, so that's one of them. But I think that I get to inspire others to think about conservation and think about animals not as pests or nuisance, but as living things and the beautiful things that they actually are.
That was so much fun and very interesting, and thank you to everyone that participated. I will have all of their channels linked down below in the description, so if you're not familiar with them or you're not subscribed to their content, make sure you go down in the description, hit their link, and give them a subscribe. I highly recommend all these channels. They were really awesome people. They make some very amazing content. And again, if you want to see the rest of the videos in this series, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that like button on this video so you don't miss the future uploads. As always, I appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for buying Tarantula Collective merchandise, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Wake up, smell it! Nice! Off the rim in the mouth. Good shot, good shot.